Hello everybody, Anthony is here. In this video I'll show how you use stencils to add more details on this building. So let's get started. I've also used a lot of alphas from textures.com, and you can download 15 free alphas from there per day. I spent a lot of time picking the right alphas, going through all of them. Spent like honestly a couple hours, so you can see the whole list of links to those textures, to those particular materials in the description. So as you can see, I already used like blob tool to build the main shape. So here I'm just using the stencils to detail the sketch, and this is really what this timelapse is about, is like really detailing and adding a few extra details on like front and left side of the sketch really. I am using a blob tool here to fix some issues, and I am adding details with from all the sides and kind of creating these planks. I'm almost kind of like trying to make the walls thicker. Uh, and trying to create a sketch from the side. And you'll see in all my time lapses, I'm using really the blob tool for the block out. Blob tool is the on plane on on plane like tool. It's at the top of the panel. You can see it activated. In all the versions of 3D Code, if you use an on plane and then by accident you start to draw a sketch in a different side, it can crash 3D Code, and it happened here a lot. So I complained to them a lot as well, and that now it's better. Now it's 3D Code is a bit more stable in that regard. It will tell you that that it will not allow you to do that operation. And we're talking about 3D Code 2023, like version 20. It's a bit of a problem to draw on an angular surface, like on the back wall of the building. So I didn't really do much work there because it was just too time consuming. You can see here, I think I crashed. I did a blob tool on the wrong side, and it just went blank and it crashed. So, well, happened. Therefore, I have to save often. Well, it's a bit deceptive sometimes. It goes really stable for a couple hours, so you forget to save, and then bam, and it crashes, and you have to use autosave, which 3D Code does it like every 10 minutes. You can see here I was doing a window, just thinking about a window with some wooden planks over it. And I'm doing the floor. I'm doing the floor because I imagine this will be a part of a bigger city, really vertical space, and there will be cameras facing from bottom up. Therefore, I need something there. There we go. Now I'm starting to use the sphere tool and just painting some cables by hand. And there was a little bug, and the sphere tool painted stuff like away from the building, so I'll just use the voxel hide to hide that real quick. I really like how sphere tool kind of just paint it and it'll paint across all objects on top of all of them. So easy to paint. Now I'm trying to add some trees. And the best way to do the trees is use the cow brush and then use the grow. But I would forget it every time and try to only use curve. And if you only use curve, it kind of creates all these segments floating around, which are not super easy to remove. 3D Code now has a proper tree generate thin tool with even the leaves. But since this is a sketch, I don't want to create something that's overly has too much detail to it. Like if I have a tree which is way too realistic, then everything else has to also be that. Everything else has to be really well done, and that it defeats the purpose of this kind of sketching, this concept art. In my bigger tutorial modular town design for 3D code, I did use the uh, a tree generation tool because I had a kind of high quality overall. But the reason I'm building all these little buildings now versus the modular town design, when I was doing the modular stuff, it was a little bit stiff because you have to adhere to this modular principles. But here, I just wanted to go really loose and just come up with the stuff without thinking how to make it modular, how to make it more or less performant, how to make the texture quality to be more or less even. Here, just like one big piece of mesh. So I use these stencils just to add more. I really like this pattern, look quite organic, quite realistic. So, and you can see here the wall is really thin, so that pattern just cuts through the whole wall. I kind of liked it. I just figured that I can just fill in the gaps with the blob tool. I'm just trying to position the blob tool with on plane, and I'm trying to catch the on plane from the correct side. Here, I think I decided to split the wall and isolate it and go from the back side. I guess he decided that I had too many of those grills, and I decided to just cover them up with a blob tool, which I'm not sure if it was a good decision actually. So we decided just to do some. I wanted to finish this building pretty quick, so I was thinking about this big stencil movements, and decided to imagine this other side would be more like some kind of half bamboo wall, really, and like really cheap type of material. It's kind of possible, but you know, again, playing with the materials, and seeing what works better or not. And then it was the building that had a really nice front facade, but the left and right sides were not that well done. But because I have like 30 buildings, it didn't really matter. Was just one of those filler buildings. Yeah, playing around with details around the door. And that's really about it. So thank you for watching. In my bigger tutorial modular town design in 3D code, I explain how I use all the tools in detail by chapters. It's all broken down, and also cover how I texture it. So if you're curious about it, go check it out. The link is in the top and in the description. And thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. If you have extra questions, please join the 3D Code Discord. The link is, well, right here or in the description, because if you have some questions, it's better to ask it there. Usually people know more about technical stuff in 3D code than me, actually.